First thing first, click the subscribe button and hit the like button, because what you're about to hear will make you rethink every shortcut you've ever considered in life. Trust me, you won't want to miss how this story ends. It was just before sunset when Ngozi returned to the kingdom after months away. Her dusty slippers dragged against the red earth as she walked, one hand carrying a small leather bag, the other holding the leash of a tall, lean dog with piercing amber eyes. The villagers stared, not because of the dog, but because of Ngozi herself. They remembered her as the king's radiant daughter, the one who left with promises of studying in the faraway city. But now, something about her was different. Her steps were heavy, her face tense. Beneath her loose dress, her stomach was still flat, but inside her, a secret was growing. The affair and the law. Ngozi had gone to the faraway city to study, but she found something else entirely. It was there she met Chinedu, a gifted artist whose hands, stained with colorful paint, created breathtaking portraits. He was not a prince or a nobleman, but a commoner who lived in a small, lively workshop. They were drawn to each other with an undeniable force. She was a princess, used to quiet formality. He was a man of passion, who spoke to her of his art, his dreams, and his love. One evening, under the soft glow of his workshop lanterns, their love blossomed into an intimate act, a beautiful, forbidden night of passion that Ngozi knew could never be. In her father's kingdom, any man who got the princess pregnant without the king's approval would be executed. It was an unbreakable law, older than the kingdom itself. A law designed to protect the royal bloodline from being diluted by common blood. As her love for Chinedu deepened, so did her fear of her father's law. When she discovered she was pregnant, she knew she had to devise a plan so outrageous that no one would dare question it. She knew her father would not kill an animal for a crime a man had committed, or so she hoped. Before leaving the city, she bought a large, loyal dog with piercing amber eyes and began her journey home, a lie already forming in her mind. Living with the dog. The first days back in the palace were strange. Instead of reuniting joyfully with her family, Ngozi spent most of her time with the dog in a small hut near the palace gates. She fed it the choicest meat, bathed it daily, and spoke to it as though it were human. She allowed the dog to sleep in her own bedroom at all times. After 3 months, the pregnancy became apparent. When the women of the village asked why she seemed so distant and who was responsible for her pregnancy, Ngozi smiled faintly and said something that sent whispers rippling through the market square. This dog is the reason I am pregnant." Gasps. Laughter. Disbelief. But when they confronted her again, she couldn't explain, but repeated what she said before, swearing on her life that it was true. The king's fury. The news spread to the palace faster than wildfire. The king, her father, nearly choked on his palm wine when the guards relayed the message. "What madness is this?" he roared, slamming his staff on the floor. "If a man had done this without my consent, the law would have demanded his death. But a dog? Such a thing had never happened before." The 3-week period before the execution had arrived. On that day, after a long pause, the king gave the order, "Kill the animal." Why Ngozi lied? Here's the truth she never told them, until much later. If she had admitted that a man had made her pregnant, that man would be dragged into the palace square and executed before the setting sun, 3 weeks after the discovery. She loved him. She couldn't bear to watch his blood spill because of her mistake. So she chose the only way she thought she could save him: blame the dog. If the dog was killed, the man would be safe. But what she didn't know was that this lie would tear her entire kingdom apart. The kingdom in chaos. When the elders gathered and heard the accusation, half the kingdom erupted in outrage. Some said the king should carry out the sentence immediately. Others whispered that Ngozi was lying to hide something. Rumors began to grow. If the princess could claim such a thing, what other sins had the royal family been hiding? Markets became quiet, friends turned on each other, and for the first time in decades, the king's authority was openly questioned. If you're still watching, smash that like button and click subscribe, because what happens next will shock you, and it's the part of the story that many people wish they could erase from history. The truth comes out. Days before the dog's execution, a palace servant overheard Ngozi crying in her hut. Through the thin bamboo walls, the servant heard her whisper, "It wasn't you, my sweet dog. I just had to protect him. I couldn't let them kill the man I love." The servant rushed to the elders, and within hours, the truth reached the king. His face turned pale. His fury was unlike anything the palace had seen. Ngozi's punishment. The king could not execute his own daughter, but he also could not ignore her defiance. The elders demanded punishment. And so, they declared. Ngozi would be banished from the palace for 10 years, stripped of her royal privileges, and forced to live among the poorest families in the outskirts of the kingdom. For those 10 years, she carried her child on her back, walked under the scorching sun, fetched water from the far river, and went to bed hungry more nights than she could count. People spat when she passed. Children pointed and whispered, "That's the princess who lied about the dog." Her regret. Now old, with wrinkles marking the years of hardship, Ngozi speaks to the young women of the land. Her voice is rough, but her words are steady. "I thought I was saving someone I loved. But the truth is, I destroyed myself because I broke the laws of my people and took a shortcut for pleasure. That one choice ruined my future. My name is forever tied to shame. Learn from me. Don't take shortcuts. And don't let moments of pleasure cost you a lifetime of pain." If you've stayed with me until now, then you know, this isn't just a story, it's a warning for the younger generation. Let me know what you think in the comments. Click subscribe so you don't miss the next one, and hit the like button to share this lesson with others. Trust me, the next story will shake you even more.